Barbican, Master. Go east and then north to reach the inner keep.
I was hoping the portal key would have gotten us deeper into the fortress, but we will have to make do. Let us hurry and find the inner keep. I do not expect the Blade Bearers to hold the attention of Nok'Vraz's main force for very long. There is our distraction, just as Rinkias promised. Let us not waste it. To the inner keep.
Curse this wretched form! I once had claws that could tear these walls asunder. Mortal blood.
Watch for blood adepts. They are Nok'Vraz's most trusted servants. If we encounter them, the Anchorite may be nearby. If Nok'Vraz harvests the Anchorite's blood, she may not survive the process.
Not the Anchorites. She smells. Keep walking. The Anchorite. She's near.
I sense her presence as well.
Your blood will empower the Red Cataclysm and birth an incarnate to conquer all for Mehrunes Dagon.
I'll destroy that device, just like I destroyed the Riven Cataclysm.
Volcanaz Nok'Vraz, cast down the foolish Aarocs and purge the Order of the Waking Flame. You will submit too. Bring her. Nok'Vraz awaits us in the volcano. And you there, in the shadows. We will deal with you soon enough.
Foolish! When I am restored, I will return and slaughter them all! through the door to the north. Soon, Nokvros will feel my wrath!
The Blade Bearers draw the attention of most of the fortress, but they will not endure much longer. We must hurry.
Down, Master. I can run from here.
As I feared, the Blade Bearers falter.
These are the mighty Blade Bearers. Kneel, Rinkaius, or Volkanar's Nokvras will erase your clan from existence.
The path to the Cataclysm lies ahead, but the Blade Bearers are in trouble. If they fall, all eyes will turn toward us as we ascend. We will never reach the Anchorite. Perhaps now is the time to release the magic stored in the Twisted Rod. I am guessing, but a guess is all I have. I believe that the Twisted Rod holds the key to breaking Aarox's curse. The magic inside it, it's Aarox's true form. If I break the rod, Aarox would be restored to his former glory, for a time. Time, or lack thereof, is the issue. If I had more of it, I could work out a permanent solution. But if we break the rod without removing the curse, it may restore Aarox, at least until the curse reasserts itself. We could certainly use his power. If we want to save the Blade Bearers and the Anchorite, yes, I will also need to stay behind. I can stave off the curse, but even that won't allow him to retain his true form for long. Take the...
Break the rod! Release me to seek my vengeance! I demand it!
Magic is released. Get ready, Daedrat. Your final flight is about to begin.
The wrath of Aarox the Mutilator! Behold your doom!
Aarox has returned! Run!
Blade Bearers, on your feet, rally to me!
Come, mortal. I can smell Nokvas' fear. Take the path of cinders, and I will help you reach the Anchorite.
Go, mortal. The Blade Bearers will aid you as we can.
To the volcano. Go! I cannot suppress Aarox's curse for long.
True form.
to the next gate. Vengeance is at hand!
Aarox is still Aarox. I am with you, Master. This way.
Mortal. The Anchorite's blood flows through the catalyst, and soon, Vulcanar's Nakfar will emerge transformed!
No bonds can withstand Aarox's teeth! You are free,
Meddlesome fools. I already have what I need from Emperor Morgar's end. Embodiment of destruction and creation.
him, Master!
I'll support you, friend. Just like at the Riven Cataclysm.
You cannot defeat me. I am disaster personified. Cut them down. Destroy the mortal.
Soon my power will be ready to use! Use my power! Only my power can hurt Nokros!
Disaster naked
I
mortal.
need a moment to gather my power!
Our featherless client. And how may we assist you in your pretty shiny...
to gather my power! I'm ready! Call on my power! Cataclysm. We need to destroy the Cataclysm so they can't create any more of those abominable incarnates. We actually did it! I wasn't sure you'd come for me, but I'm glad you did. Wait. Do you feel that? Something's coming. Oh no.
No crows underestimated you. You are indeed powerful. For mortals, however, are a momentary nuisance. I shall destroy them.
Fall back! We cannot fight Mehrunes Dagon.
Hang on! I'll get us out of here!
Oh, Fargrave, how I missed you.
Well fought, all of you. Lord Aerox, it was an honor to share a battlefield with you.
Yes. Forever they will fear my name, no matter what form I wear.
Back to the House of Whims. We need time to recover. And to talk.
Walk the streets with pride, mortals. You saved Fargrave. And most likely Nairn as well.
But did you hear? Mehrunes Dagon said he had plans for me.
Yes. The Prince of Destruction took note of you, Anchorite. You overcame his most powerful minions.
There has to be more to it than that. My mother, Sister Seldina, told me I would help Mehrunes Dagon destroy the mortal world.
A false prophecy, perhaps? Let it lie for now.
I suppose. I just have a feeling this isn't over. Not yet.
There is always another battle. But you need not seek it today. The citizens of Fargrave hail you as a hero, mortal. Savor your triumph. It is from moments such as these that legends are born. Let us return to Lyranth, but not too swiftly.
A hero's welcome? In Fargrave? How did they even know? And no one in this city cares about anything that isn't their business. Unless... This must be Madame Whim's doing. But why would she go to all that trouble? It's so unlike her.
Word of Vulcanar's Nokvros's defeat has spread quickly. I smell Madame Whim's hand in that. So many people have turned out to hail the triumph of Aerox the Mutilator! And you as well, Master.
I do so adore a conquering hero, my darling. Do you like the welcome I prepared? It was the best I could do on short notice. Lyranth awaits you upstairs. But know that I plan to show you all the pleasures of the House of Whims. Later, no charge.
All this toil and still so far from my freedom. Value that, mortal. You may spend your days avoiding death, but at least your path is one of your own choosing.
All has turned out to my satisfaction. I learned what I needed to, and you eliminated the threat of incarnates laying waste to Fargrave and the mortal world. And with Sister Seldina and Vulcanar's Nokvros gone, none remain to build new cataclysts. You have served me well, and I have a certain fondness for you, mortal. But do not presume that we are friends. Dremora have no need of such things. And I will not share my secrets with you. They are mine, and mine alone. Let us talk of other things. It would have been difficult even before you chose to break the Twisted Rod. Without the relic, the endeavor seems doomed to failure. I doubt it would be worth my effort to even try. Gratitude is foreign to our natures. I understand the concept only because I know more about mortals than most of my kind. Bargains, though. Should I acquire the means to restore Aarox, he would pay any price for my aid. I shall consider that. It is over for now, little mortal. I, too, am curious about the daughter of a Longhouse Emperor. But thanks to your efforts at Ardent Hope, she remains out of Dagon's hands. You have served both me and your world well. Take this, with my gratitude. We stopped the Waking Flame's threat to Blackwood and saved Fargrave from the Incarnates, but many questions remain unanswered. Mehrunes Dagon is still a threat to your world, mortal, and there are things I still wish to learn. Will you aid me again? I want to resume our search for the fourth ambition, and we should track down the other ambitions, Sombrin and Kalia. They need to rejoin us before Mehrunes Dagon's lackeys find them. I also want to know why Dagon is interested in the Anchorite. I sent for your wood elf friend, Evely Sharp-Arrow. I asked her to comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents to look for more clues as to the fourth ambition's hiding place. She should arrive shortly. Let us meet her in the Plaza of Portals. The window of opportunity closes quickly, mortal. Both for what I still wish to learn and for you to save your world. Mehrunes Dagon has been thwarted twice, but that will only make him more dangerous next time. Let us go meet up with the Wood Elf.
I admit, I'm kind of at a loss. Destroying the Cataclysts, fighting Dagon's servants, confronting my own mother. The world was simpler when the mask hid me from myself. It's going to take a lot of time to sort through my recovered memories. Do I know the truth? Some things still remain hidden. I know who my mother and father were, yes, but I don't recall much about my childhood. I couldn't tell you where I grew up or who raised me, and I don't know what Mehrunes Dagon wants with me. You're right. Fargrave offers some protection, at least. Mehrunes Dagon's Daedric servants can't violate the stricture, but I can't hide from the Prince of Destruction forever, and I don't really want to try. I can't rest yet. There are still pieces missing from the puzzle of who I am. I think I'd better find them before I face Mehrunes Dagon again. Where will that take me? Who knows? No matter what, I'm still the Anchorite. I like who I've become.
You earned my respect, mortal. And that of all my blade bearers. I hope we will fight by your side again one day. Until then, watch over the Anchorite. I made light of Mehrunes Dagon's words, but there is purpose in everything he says. Many of my kin fell. Most of them, in fact. We were sorely outnumbered by Volkanaz Nokvraz's forces, but I do not grieve, mortal. Those whose bodies were destroyed in Ardent Hope will return soon enough. And every blade bearer fell with honor. No kin goes willingly into the dark, mortal. We fight hard to stave it off, just as you would. And I will miss my clan brothers and clan sisters until they return. Some I will see again soon. Others I may not see again for a prince's age. Our feud with Nokvraz and his minions is over. Those of my kin who suffered at his hands have been avenged. And the tale of our wrath will be told far and wide. But I shall be keeping an eye on Mehrunes Dagon's forces from now on. Just in case. Mehrunes Dagon juggles schemes within schemes, all Daedric princes do. We may have put an end to Valkanaz Nokvroz's part in that, but what other plans does he have in mind for her? He addressed her directly, and by name, after all. No, not that. The plan to turn Dremora into incarnations of destruction died with Sister Seldina and Valkanaz Nokvroz. But the power the Anchorite demonstrated in Ardent Hope? That still exists. I suspect Dagon covets it for reasons of his own.
Gratitude is a mortal concept. Still, you carried me until I was able to fly once more. That deserves recognition. I will simply say this. You are the first mortal I do not wish to eat. I did not do it for you or the Anchorite, Master. I did it because it offered my best chance for vengeance. Had I chosen the safe course, Nokvroz would have been beyond my reach by the time Lirenth found a way to break the curse permanently. You do not know as much about Daedra as you think, Master. We are patient, for time is on our side. In some century to come, I will find another way to break this curse. But even if I do not, our triumph over Valkanaz Nokvroz lives forever. Lirenth has been a bad influence on me. I confess I am curious about your doings. Mortals, that is. I think I will follow you for a time and see what else befalls you in this realm. Who knows? You might find something else that can break my curse.
What madness! Going into the Deadlands, to Mehrunes Dagon's own roost, to spit in his eye. And they survived.
Bring knowledge, ponder, gratification.
Cracked acorns! This place is amazing! Hey, friend. Good to see you. This place is incredible! Investigator Vale never went to Oblivion in any of her stories, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I was nervous when Lirenth said I had to use a portal to get here, but this is great! And you're here now, so it's even better. A lot of crazy talk about conquest, Mehrunes Dagon, and staining the world with the blood of their enemies, but nothing more about the ambitions. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I definitively could tell that Emperor Leovic had certain records destroyed. Yeah, sorry. I know Lirenth was counting on me to come up with some clue to follow. I thought I had a lead about one of their holdings, but I hit a dead end. It seems like the Longhouse Emperors took all the information with them to their graves. Mostly helping out around Leowin, and I did a couple of small tasks for Governor Keshu, rounding up a few stray cultists, that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. Until Lirenth contacted me, that is. She sent one of her creepy followers to bring me messages. That Rogatina woman. Letters mostly, but Lirenth did stop by to give me final instructions on how to get to Fargrave. I got to use a portal key. That was exciting. She gave me the highlights. Weird Cataclysm devices, Sister Seldina, that evil Nokvroz guy. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help. I can't wait to meet the Anchorite, though. I always thought about getting a mask, like the Green Hood or the Scarlet Judge.
The Longhouse documents were no help, and I still haven't heard any word from my contacts. Our next chance can be found at the House of Whims.
The House of Whims? That sounds intriguing.
Meet me at the House of Whims. It's time to explore the Anchorites' memories. Anchorite, Mehrunes Dagon was particularly interested in you at Ardent Hope. We must examine your memories.
So you're the Anchorite, huh? Neat mask.
Thanks. I like your bow, too.
Let us begin. Mortal, use the memory vessel to capture fragments of the Anchorite's recollections as the ritual progresses.
I know I agreed to take part in this ritual, but now I'm not so sure. Since my memories all came flooding back to me, I haven't been able to make sense of a fraction of them. I'm not sure what Madam Whim will find, or if it will actually help. No, not at all. I just doubt we're going to turn up anything useful. I got 20 years of memories restored in a few seconds. It may take more than a single ritual to sift through them all. Besides, there may not be any that can actually help us. Maybe. So far, though, I've had no luck making sense of all the memories. They still feel like they belong to somebody else, you know? Hey, have you noticed that Lyrinth is more serious than usual? A little more scary? Probably nothing, right? Yeah. Strange doesn't even begin to cover how I felt when he addressed me directly at Ardent Hope. Well, go ahead and grab the memory vessel and let's get this started. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some answers after all.
Use the vessel to collect the memory fragments when they appear. I will use the Anchorite's amulet as a focus.
Is this supposed to hurt?
There, a memory fragment. Take it.
She is my blood. The legacy of the Longhouse Emperors flows through her veins.
Keep going. We are close.
Another memory fragment. Take it before it disperses.
You are a tool, nothing more. Fulfill your purpose, or you will be discarded.
No! Please, make it stop!
You're hurting her! Stop! Stop this now!
Foolish mortals! You try my patience!
I think I'm going to be sick. Everything is spinning. Images, snatches of memory. But it all happened too fast. Like a leaf caught in a river during a storm. Everything was rushing by. It was so violent.
The Anchorite's memories are too scattered.
The Wood Elf had no right to stop the ritual. It was not her decision to make. Without any other lead, the Anchorite's memories were our best chance to determine Mehrunes Dagon's plans. Now we have nothing. You seek to quell my anger by suggesting we may still salvage something from this debacle. Very well. Show the memory vessel to Madam Whim. Let her tell us what it contains before I take my leave. We have no clue as to how to find the last ambition. The ritual was halted before it could fully sort the Anchorite's memories. Only one other avenue remains open. Sombrin and Kalia. The likelihood that I can locate them is slim, but I must try. Do I seem tense? Well, you and Evely seem oddly calm for creatures whose very plane of existence is under threat. Do you enjoy it here in Fargrave? Shall this sandpit be your sanctuary once Mehrunes Dagon conquers your world? Go. Deal with Whim.
The anchorite's memories are too scattered, unfocused. She has not yet come to grips with the fact that these newly restored memories belong to her. Let me see the memory vessel. Perhaps we were able to gather something useful after all. Ah, this is a very early memory. The anchorite as a babe, hearing her father's voice. I can use this, yes. Another early memory, but this time her father's voice is cold, commanding. These fragments vibrate with emotional veracity, a signature of sorts. I can use that to scry the location of the Longhouse Emperor, or, more accurately, his soul. If you find the Emperor, you can talk to him. Get the information you need, directly from Morakar himself. I sense he is imprisoned in the Deadlands, in the Brandfire Reformatory. Take the Anchorite's amulet. It will lead you to the Emperor's soul. As I understand it, the amulet was a gift from father to daughter. Its connection to Morakar is strong. Use it in the Reformatory and it will lead you to him. However, what state his soul will be in after decades of torture, I do not know.
I'll meet you at the Brandfire Reformatory. I want to see this memory or lost soul or whatever it is when we find it.
If Lyrinth is going to search for Kalia and Sombrin, she's going to need my help. I'm practically an expert at finding ambitions now. Also, I want to keep an eye on her. We'll meet back up with you if we find those two.
Very well. You and the Anchorite explore Brandfire Reformatory. Locate the souls of the Longhouse Emperors and learn what you can. I will meet up with you after I locate Kalia and Sombrin.
It's my amulet and my memories, so I'm going with you.
Very well. Take the Anchorite and explore this memory. See where it leads. Meanwhile, I will begin the hunt for Sombrin and Kalia.
You shouldn't go alone, Lyrinth. I'll join you.
How distrustful, Evely. Fine. Mortal, we will find you when we have word.
What madness! Going into the Deadlands, to Mehrunes Dagon's own roost, to spit in his eye. And they survived!
Brain nods, pondering the ramifications. Few...
stand there, scampfoot! Hide!
Let's follow it. When you used the amulet, that wisp appeared. Let's... I wonder how many souls are trapped in this place. This is what the Longhouse Emperors expected when they made their bargain with Mehrunes Dagon. A hidden door. I think we need to go in there. Looks like some sort of forge. I wonder if it still works. Did you hear that? It sounded like it came from the furnace. The furnace door is sealed tight. Why would my amulet lead us here?
Open the door. Your Emperor commands it.
The same voice from my memory. Emperor Morikar. There's a discharge labrum there. We need to find and charge some lucents. I think we can open the furnace door by using lucents. I want to see what's inside. See if that voice really belongs to Emperor Morikar. It certainly sounded like the voice from my memory. Let's find some lucents and figure out how this works. The door opens. All I see is a chunk of slag. Before you try... There's no doubt about it. The voice came out of that chunk of slag. And it sounds just like Emperor Morikar's voice from my memory. He wants us to free him. Do you think we should? You've seen this place. It's all about torture. I think they fused the souls of the Emperors into that chunk of metal. Seems like a fitting punishment for anyone who incurred Mehrunes Dagon's wrath. But we need to free them to talk to them. We need to ignite the furnace to melt the slag. I spotted 2 more discharge labrums. If we take that charged lucent and stick it in one, that might get us halfway there. We'll need to find a second lucent, though. There are 2 other discharge labrums. If we can find another Lucent, we might be able... Look, up there! A Lucent! Place the charged Lucent in that discharge labrum by the wall. Over here, there's a dynamis font. Let's charge that Lucent. That worked! The Lucent is charged. Now place it in one of the discharge labrums.
Released at last. Who must we thank for our freedom?
This is not freedom. No. Simply a respite from the darkness. I remember the traitors at my gates, the blade of the usurper slicing through my flesh. But I hid them away. I did my best to fulfill the bargain. I am Leovic, last of the Longhouse Emperors. But who are you? You have the stink of the traitorous Varen about you. That snake. I knew he was coming. I knew I had to take action. Preserve the plan. Keep the secret. Salvage the contingency. It started with my grandfather. But it was my father who passed the responsibility to me. It was all part of the bargain the Black Drake made with Mehrunes Dagon. We would prepare the four ambitions, and in return, our family would rule forever. I took action. I moved the ambitions to new vaults. Safe vaults. But before I could do more, the usurper murdered me. And how did Mehrunes Dagon reward me? By locking me away in a block of metal. And the secret of the Longhouse Emperors died with me.
I still taste the blood of my enemies, those I crushed beneath my heel. This prison is an insult. I am a conqueror, a god in my own right. My teeth have shred the flesh of hundreds, thousands. I demand the respect I deserve. Has the mortal world already forgotten the name of Dirkarach, the Black Drake, first of the Longhouse Emperors? The plan was mine. Mine! The blood of the Reach sings with fury in my veins. How dare Mehrunes Dagon betray my legacy? Lies. You have the tongue of a liar, and I will rip it from your mouth. I will not be swayed by your words. I won't let you betray me. The power promised by the Pact is mine by right. You cannot have it. Away with you!
An eternity of agony. This was not what the Prince of Destruction promised. I did everything the Black Drake commanded. Everything the High Priest instructed. And I gave precise orders to my son. So why the torture? And why is the weapon here? Daughter? You mean the weapon? Why have you brought her here? You cannot let her fall into the hands of Mehrunes Dagon. He reneged on his promise to us. I see no reason to keep our part of the bargain now. You did not know? The girl is one of the four ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. But she's not like the other three. Oh, no. I made a few modifications of my own to the High Priest's ritual. She is not just an ambition. She is my contingency. An emperor never relies on a single strategy. We were promised power if we delivered the ambitions at the appointed time, but Daedric princes are not to be trusted. So I prepared Mairead as a weapon that could deal with Dagon, should the need arise. My daughter, the fourth ambition, she's the key. Along with the other ambitions, she can call forth the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That was my contingency, in case the Prince of Destruction lied, and we needed to send him back to the Deadlands. The Anchorite? Is that what you call Mairead? Ha! Use her. Her and the ambitions. Bring my vengeance to the prince who betrayed us. Go to the Isle of Joys, a retreat not far from here. All the details are there. Ah, someone comes. My ambitions.
I'm an ambition? One of those people Lyrinth was talking about? How is that possible?
We are not property or playthings, Morcar.
Sombrin, no!
You are what we created you to be.
You wanted a weapon? Then taste my power!
Oh, Sombrin. Why? Hey, friend. We better talk.
That man, Sombrin, he seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Emperors? There is so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morcar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morcar said, is it true? Am I an ambition? Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions. Right. Morcar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be. Look, your friend Everly wants to talk to you, and I need a moment to think this through. But don't worry, I'm with you to the end. I promise.
I didn't think Sombrin was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately. I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate. He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this. I'm worried about him. You must remember, the book Everly gave him, Lyrinth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity. Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombrin's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what he just did... I've tried, but he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work this out for himself. I just hope he can do that soon, before he lets that rage and frustration destroy him.
I almost decided not to accompany Lyrinth, but now I'm glad she insisted. How else would I have gotten the opportunity to punish the Longhouse Emperors for what they did to us? Finding the last ambition? That's just a welcome surprise. I have no interest in more of their lies, and neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition. Those men were evil when they were alive. Do you think an existence of torture in the Deadlands would change that? The last ambition needs to learn from Kalia and me. I sense that same power inside her that courses through us. We belong together. A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain, and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyrinth and I managed to find Sombren and Kalia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition? That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombren blasted them into non-existence? Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyrinth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is? That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment.
You're one of us, Anchorite, and ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyrinth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly.
If I were the Anchorite, I'd want answers too. I still have a bad feeling about this, though. Something about Sombren was off. I don't remember him being so quick to anger back in Blackwood. As much as I want to, no. Someone has to investigate the Isle of Joys. We should stick together and take care of that. The Anchorite, though, she'll be all right, right? Good to hear. I barely know her, so I wasn't sure. Besides, Kalia's with them. She'll keep Sombren from doing anything too crazy, I'm sure. We just have to trust that the Anchorite knows what she's doing. Everything will be fine. Now let's go!
Mortals. Always so unpredictable. As annoying as that is, perhaps that's what keeps me so interested. You and Evely head to the Isle of Joys. See what you can find there. I will follow the Anchorite. I want to keep an eye on Sombren. No. And his erratic behavior worries me. Mortal minds were not meant to read the Mysterium, Xarxes. I'm wary about him separating the Anchorite from us as well. We're going to need her once you determine the nature of this contingency plan. My reaction is irrelevant. The Anchorite recently had her memories returned to her and has yet to make sense of them all. Now she discovers she's also an ambition of Mehrunes Dagon, and a tool of a father she didn't know. I understand her motivations. Have you not realized after all this time that I have my ways, little mortal? I found Sombren and Kalia once. I can do so again. In the meantime, you and Evely should search the Isle of Joys. We must discover this plan that Emperor Morikar spoke of.
stand there, Scampfoot. Hide!
That's the island over there. This portal should get us across. The Isle of Joys is just off the coast here. We should be able to use this portal to get across. Let's go. Imperial ruins. This must be the Isle of Joys. The documents describe the Isle of Joys as a hunting retreat. They must have hunted Daedra. The Ego Nimic? What's that? I think we found everything. Let's figure out what this stuff tells us. All right, this was a productive trip. At least Emperor Morikar's ghost didn't lie about leaving stuff here. Let's review what we found. Yeah, I noticed that straight away. Maybe they were part of a set, and this one was Emperor Morikar's? And look, it has some weird runes etched into the surface. It might be important. Hold on to it. What about that journal? Let me see. The Ego Nimic is some sort of name? Says it has the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That's huge. But whatever we need to access it isn't here. It's in the Anchorite's vault. I still can't believe she's an ambition. What about that map? Didn't we explore all the vaults in Blackwood? Wait a moment. I did read about one other vault. Doom Vault Volpanaz. It was cracked open and ransacked during Varen's revolution, so I assumed any ambition inside it was long gone. I think so. It's possible there might not be anything left to find, but that's the only place that map could be pointing to. It has to be worth a visit. I'll mark its location on your map.